Have you ever wondered how secrets were kept before the age of digital encryption? Get ready to dive into one of the most clandestine conflicts in human history, the Invisible Ink Wars. In today's video, we unearth the fascinating history of invisible ink, from its early beginnings to its role in major global conflicts and espionage. From lemon juice to complex chemical compounds, from royal decrees to top-secret Cold War correspondence, invisible ink has played a hidden yet significant role in shaping human events. If you find this topic as intriguing as we do, make sure to hit that like button and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more captivating stories from hidden corners of history. And now on Histories Untold, Invisible Ink, the world's most secret war. The Invisible Ink Wars. The term itself seems almost whimsical, like a subplot from a children's adventure story. But in truth, it is a term that paints over a rich and intricate canvas of history, technology, and, yes, a fair amount of subterfuge. One might even call it the world's most clandestine conflict, waged not with guns and bombs, but with pens, paper, and an ever-evolving suite of chemicals. From ancient times to the modern era, people have always needed to send secret messages. Kings, generals, and spies have sought ways to ensure that their communications could not be intercepted and understood by enemies. The initial methods were simplistic: encrypted characters, reverse writing, or hidden notes. But as technology evolved, so did the means of sending concealed messages, ushering in what we now affectionately call the Invisible Ink Wars. Now, I can hear your excitement brimming, but first, let's travel back to some of the early chapters of this clandestine tale. Invisible ink has a more ancient pedigree than you might expect. In fact, Pliny the Elder, a Roman scholar who lived in the 1st century AD, wrote about the use of milk as an invisible ink. When the milk dried, the message would disappear, becoming visible again only when the paper was gently heated. Simple but effective. As you fast forward through the annals of time, alchemists, scholars, and spies contributed a variety of organic and inorganic substances as invisible ink. Lemon juice, vinegar, even urine. Each had its own pros and cons in terms of visibility, smell, and the complexity of revealing the hidden text. This created an arms race. Generals and intelligence agencies were as concerned with finding new types of invisible ink as they were with developing methods for revealing messages hidden by those inks. Enter the 20th century, a time when invisible ink took on heightened importance due to 2 world wars and a global web of espionage. During World War I, British intelligence employed a special unit entirely devoted to invisible ink techniques. Messages written in invisible ink were smuggled in letters sent by neutral countries, or sometimes even hidden in plain sight, masquerading as mundane correspondence. And it wasn't just humans who were the couriers. Cats and dogs were sometimes fitted with special compartments to carry these secret messages. The ingenuity of war. In response, the Central Powers invested in various methods to reveal these invisible inks. Some methods were as simple as steaming open envelopes, while others involved complex chemical reactions. And just when you thought the Allies had the upper hand, the Axis powers would develop a new type of ink that was resistant to the Allies' detection methods. Each breakthrough was met with a countermove. It was a chess game of the highest stakes, played not on a board but on sheets of seemingly blank paper. And it didn't stop with World War I. The Cold War was arguably the pinnacle of the invisible ink wars. Agencies like the CIA and the KGB had special departments just for invisible ink technology. They even employed chemists whose sole job was to invent and improve inks and detection methods. Imagine that. Spending your days inventing ways to hide and reveal secret messages, each discovery simultaneously a triumph and a challenge, as it would soon be countered by your rivals. These were no mere child's games with lemon juice and a candle. We're talking about sophisticated compounds that required UV lights, chemical baths, or specialized heat treatments to unveil their hidden contents. In this technological tango, both sides continuously innovated. But now, with the advent of digital encryption and cyber warfare, you might think the era of invisible ink wars has come to an end. But don't be too hasty. Even today, when so much is digitized, the need for physical, hidden messages persists. In places where electronic communications can be easily intercepted or monitored, a good old piece of paper with invisible ink can still be the most secure method of sending a message. Today's invisible inks are far more advanced, often requiring specialized electronic devices for encryption and decryption. But the principle remains the same. Hide the message in plain sight and hope the enemy doesn't have the means to reveal it. So as we lean into our modern era, the invisible ink wars have not ended. They have merely evolved, and who knows what the future holds. Perhaps someday invisible ink will incorporate nanotechnology, allowing messages to be hidden at a microscopic level. Or maybe it will move into the realm of augmented reality, viewable only through specific lenses. Whatever happens, one thing is certain. As long as there are secrets to be kept, the invisible ink wars will continue to be waged, advancing in lockstep with technology and human ingenuity. Isn't history fascinating? A narrative not just of battles and treaties, but also of hidden words and invisible conflicts, etching a tapestry as complex and intriguing as any visible ink on parchment. We are all, in some way, participants in this ongoing, ever-evolving war of secrecy and revelation, and that is a tale worth telling. Thanks for tuning in on Histories Untold. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to journey further into the fascinating corners of history, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we unearth another incredible story. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring, because history is filled with stories that are just waiting to be told. See you in the next episode.